Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, fire tears through a building in Wadena, Minnesota this afternoon.
Plus, one Minnesota town will pay you to live there.
And tomorrow is a First Alert Weather Day. Hutch will be in to tell us what you need to know. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Some Wadena residents are without a home tonight after a major fire, and crews are still trying to figure out how it started.
Valley News Live's Aaron Walling traveled there to speak with one of the residents that was displaced, who says they are thankful for the support that they're getting from the community.
Outside in a beater and shorts, and I didn't even have shoes.
Kyler Bethel smelled smoke in his apartment just after 11 Wednesday morning. He went outside to find his landlord yelling for residents to evacuate, trying to battle the blaze on his own.
When I had come out of my building, my landlord was on site, and he was trying to extinguish it with a fire extinguisher, and he was telling everybody to get out of the building.
Bethel left with no jacket, no long pants, and no shoes on a cold October day. He says a stranger gave him warm clothing.
I'm incredibly thankful for all the community help and just everybody.
Bethel is one of 7 residents now displaced. The Red Cross is helping them find a place to stay, as his apartment remains visibly damaged from the charred bricks to the windows that were busted out during the blaze.
I know that it happened very quickly and it was dealt with very, very fast, but it seems like time as a whole really just kind of slowed down.
And luckily, no one was injured.
It's a relief. There's a couple elderly people in there that were luckily, I believe, at work, so really dodged a bullet there, but I'm just so thankful that nobody was hurt.
In Wadena, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
We'll continue to follow this story as officers investigate the cause of that fire. Make sure to download the free VNL News app for updates.
On to the weather now. We certainly are getting an early taste of wind chill. Today's wind really made the temps feel much colder. Let's find out about tonight's conditions from our chief meteorologist, Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Mike, thank you so much and good evening. As we head into the evening, we do have areas of clearing skies up north shown here from our view at the Home of Economy location in Devil's Lake, but the rest of us have clouds. And we've stayed dry in many locations, but that's not true of the south. And our forecast yesterday was for rain along and south of Interstate 94, and that's pretty much where things have focused. Where you see the red and orange colors there, some heavier bouts of rain that's stretching from near the Becker and Otter Tail County line right into South Dakota, where we're starting to also see some blue showing up there, not far from Huron, where there is snowfall showing up on area DOT cams. All right, all the way from areas just south of Detroit Lakes through Pelican Rapids, much of northern Richland County right now, all the way through the Gwinner area, seeing some healthy rain showers right now, moderate to heavy at times. Estimates in the dark blue and green here, 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then that rapidly drops off as we go north. The rain is going to continue this evening, but after 10 o'clock, it will be exiting and the cold takes hold. We're already 37 in Oaks, 39 in Langdon, holding on to 40s in northwest Minnesota for the time being with gusty wind from the northeast. This storm system will exit, clear skies move in, and it looks mighty cold. Your planner for Fargo shows temperatures sneaking down and staying in those 30s, low 30s as we approach daybreak, 20s in store for many of us. I'll have hour-by-hour details on this, and we'll talk a little bit more about exactly how long these cold mornings are going to last. We will definitely have them around for a little while.
That's what I want to know.
All right, you bet.
One man's under arrest after police say he assaulted a woman and broke into a car dealership. The forced entry happened around 12:30 this morning at a car dealership in Moorhead by the Holiday gas station. Later, officers were called to a disturbance where they found the assault victim. 29-year-old Alfred Thompson of Moorhead was arrested for 3rd-degree burglary and 2nd-degree assault. The victim tells Valley News Live that she has a skull fracture. She said she had received 8 stitches and her eyes are swollen shut. The controversial Africa restaurant and nightclub is a step closer to reopening. After having its liquor license suspended, the Africa was given 30 days to sell its license or have it revoked. The building's owner, commercial realtor Tyler Brandt, stepped up to buy the license. And today, the Fargo Liquor Control Board recommended allowing the license transfer. If the board approves the plan, the matter will go to the City Commission for its consideration.
Changes could be coming to West Fargo elementary schools as early as this spring. The issue is overcrowding at Independence and Freedom Elementaries. The first option to expand the Independence campus would cost the district about $12 million. The second option would cost more than $15 million. That would be adding additions to both Independence and Freedom Elementary schools. This would allow them to use the land they already have and have a lower impact on existing boundaries. The third option, building a new school, would be paid for in part by ESSER funds and a bond referendum for a total of about $20 million. The board is expected to meet again on October 25th. Changes are coming to the intersection where a 10-year-old was hit by a semi earlier this month in Crookston. Next week, MnDOT crews are removing the right turn lane on westbound Robert Street. Parking spaces have been removed near the intersection to allow for wider turns and better sight lines. The intersection is just one area of focus during the city's transportation study. You can find more information about that on our website. Just click on this story. Law enforcement agencies across the country are struggling to fill positions. According to Indeed, more than 80 law enforcement jobs are open in Minneapolis as crime continues to soar. Many local agencies, from police to sheriff's departments, are actively recruiting new officers. But what's creating the shortage? Here's Jennifer Meyerly with the story.
This year's data does tell a very alarming story for us.
Officers across the country are facing more violence against them, with a 7% jump in 2020. The majority were attacked responding to disturbance calls or while attempting to make an arrest.
What is driving the assaults?
I think, again, this goes along with that uptick in general violence. It may also have to do with perceptions of law enforcement in our communities.
Michael Paul is a special agent in charge in the FBI's Minneapolis field office.
How does Minnesota stack up with these numbers? Are we seeing an increase here too?
We're absolutely seeing an increase, particularly with the assaults.
Last year, 687 officers reported an assault while on the job, compared to 439 the year before. The use of a firearm quadrupled.
Sometimes these are weapons that we would anticipate, firearms, edged weapons, knives, but also they can certainly be assaults just using human power or weapons that might just be available at the given time of the attack.
This year, stats show law enforcement deaths are already up more than 50% compared to this time last year, including a Red Lake Nation police officer shot and killed in Minnesota in July.
We need to have sort of a common resolve that violence is not acceptable, whether it's against community members or it's against law enforcement or the rule of law.
Jennifer Merrily, WCCO 4 News.
U.S. Senator John Hoeven has announced that he plans to run for re-election next year. 34 states will be holding Senate elections in 2022. Senator Hoeven will be running against Democrat Michael Steele. The North Dakota primary is scheduled for June 14th.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, what would you pay to live somewhere else? We'll tell you where one town is offering to pay you to move.
And it is a wet night down to the south. Clearing skies up north means the cold is going to take hold. It's a first alert weather day for your Thursday morning. We'll have details on exactly how cold you're going to be and how long it lasts next.